Good evening. Welcome to Sound Health on Lagos Television. I am Olasumbo Modupe. We bring you this program every Tuesday and we try to highlight trending health issues from around the world. About $1.5 trillion are lost annually as a result of malnutrition. Sadly, malnutrition and anemia claims 120 lives daily in Nigeria. Today on the program, we are taking a look at how to reduce anemia and malnutrition in pregnant women and adolescent girls. Please stay tuned. The conversation begins after this break.
Hearing loss affects more than 1.5 billion people around the world. It's often called an invisible disability, not just because there are no visible symptoms, but also because it has long been stigmatized. Stigma often prevents people with hearing loss from accessing the care, services, and products they need. We can all play a part in changing that. When you talk to someone with hearing loss, make sure they can see your face and speak slowly and clearly. There is no need to shout. This World Hearing Day, we can all help to change mindsets and make ear and hearing care a reality for all.
The program is still Sound Health on Lagos Television. Joining us via Zoom this evening is Uju Onuorah, registered dietitian nutritionist, and she is going to tell us how to reduce anemia and malnutrition in women and adolescent girls using multiple micronutrients supplements. Good evening, Uju, and thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, looking at the statistics by the NDHS, we have about 58% of Nigerian women affected by anemia, and about 120 women are also lives are lost as a result of anemia and malnutrition. Tell us, how bad is this statistics, and what is anemia and malnutrition?
Okay, thank you. So basically, anemia, in a very simple layman term, is blood supply. But then beyond that, anemia is bigger than that, right? It's primarily foundationally centered on when the body is not synthesizing enough red blood cells, right? Red blood cells basically is in the blood. It's what carries the hemoglobin. It's what carries the oxygen around the body, carries the nutrients. So when people are anemic, there are a lot of other things that happen usually, and you see people getting tired, dizzy, because oxygen is not being properly, circulated. And nutrition, primarily, the focus on when it comes to, getting enough, in your food to prevent anemia. Nutrition is primarily. Of course, there are other factors of which include maybe avoiding stress, reducing, having adequate sleep. But nutrition primarily is the focus. What we are eating, which of course the focus is again women, adolescent ladies, because of the fact that we are at that stage, at their reproductive age, and we lose blood through our monthly flow. So how you're eating, diet is primarily responsible for reducing or increasing one's risk to anemia. And so yes, this statistics possibly may be true because here in this part of the world, here in Nigeria, most of the time our diets are not very, an average person, let me put it that way, an average woman or an average, female teenager, the diet is not adequate enough to sufficiently meet, the need to prevent anemia.
Okay, we all know the role of iron thanks to the explanation you just reeled out now. So tell us, how should we address this, and what are the readily available solutions around us?
Okay. So iron is best. Okay, or let me put it this way. There are two kinds of iron sources. Iron food sources. On one hand, you have what we call the animal sources, which are called heme iron sources, heme iron. And then another part of it, we have the plant sources called non-heme iron. Now, why is it critically, important to understand these two differences? The animal sources, the heme iron, is more bioavailable. That is, your body, when you eat meat or milk or eggs, the iron in this food, in the animal sources, your body takes them in more. It's more bioavailable. But when you take iron in plant sources, that's non-heme iron, it is not as bioavailable as your heme iron, that is animal sources. Again, this doesn't mean that plant sources are bad, plant sources of iron are bad, no. But rather, what it just means is that if you're eating plant sources of food, there are ways to go about it. That's for your iron. By plant sources, I mean, we talk about your beans, right? We talk about your vegetables, right? These things contain iron, but the iron is not as bioavailable as when you're taking meat, when you're taking fish, when you're taking egg. It's not that bioavailable. But there are ways to, go around it to also ensure that even if you have to take these things, the iron in the vegetables, your beans, can still be absorbed into your body to do its work, and also, of course, prevent the risk of anemia.
Okay, is this why the World Health Organization recommended IFA, the iron and folic acid, for women, pregnant women and adolescent girls? Because obviously we do not eat well, we do not eat right, we eat you find out that some women, some ladies, girls eat normally. They take their bread, without minding the components of what they eat. So is this why IFA, iron folic acid, iron folic acid is replacing the natural sources of iron and the likes?
Okay, I think before I maybe answer your question, might be a good time to say that IFAs are not to replace the iron that we get from food, but basically to support. That's what supplements basically do. Primarily in nutrition, as a nutritionist, we would recommend that an individual tries as much as possible to eat a healthy diet, to get their nutrients, in the case of our conversation, iron, from the food that they eat. But now, in a case where, of course, in an average Nigerian setting, we don't eat, food there's even inflation rate right now. Foods are costly, so it's not like if an average person eats, most likely eating enough. So that is where IFA comes in. It then helps to support. So if, for example, you are eating whatever you eat in a day will give you for a pregnant woman, a woman will need about maybe roughly 20 milligram of iron in a day. So if maybe from her diet she gets about 12. IFA, by the time she adds, the IFA, she's able to support and complement. That way she's meeting her recommended daily intake of iron, and thus, of course, preventing anemia. So it's not meant to replace it, but it's meant to support. Especially in poor resource settings that don't have access to, food, nutritious food.
Okay, thank you so much, Uju. So let us look at MMS now, also known as multiple micronutrients. Nigeria, like the rest of the world, is transitioning from IFA, iron and folic acid, to multiple micronutrient supplements. Tell us, what exactly are micronutrient supplements, and is there going to be any difference, and is the narrative about to be changed in terms of anemia and malnutrition?
Okay. Yes, if we are able to, in a very simple answer, yes. But then extensively, it's also important we understand what MMS, that's multiple micronutrient supplements, are. As the name implies, MMS is a supplement that contains a wide range of nutrients, micronutrients. Unlike IFAs, which contain just iron and folic acid. Again, IFAs are not bad, but then MMS contain wide range. So you're not just going to find iron, you're not just going to find folic acid, you're also going to find vitamin A, you're going to find zinc, you're going to find a wide range of helpful, very, very helpful nutrients for, the pregnant woman or even women in their reproductive age. Because going forward, many researchers have found, even from time immemorial, that a woman who should have adequate, intake of certain key nutrients, iron, folic acid, vitamin A, zinc, even before conception. Once a woman is in that reproductive age and also is looking to, have children, it's very important to have that daily intake of, and that is where MMS comes in. It's not just giving you iron and folic acid, it's giving other, it contains a wide range of, multiple micronutrients. So yes, it's going to be a game changer, for micronutrient deficiency in Nigeria if things are properly put in place and implemented properly.
Okay, so what steps are you looking at? Do you want, I would like you to use this medium now to encourage mothers, pregnant women, and adolescent girls to take a look at, to see MMS as an option. Because even before now, we can still confirm that some women, ladies, pregnant women, do not even see IFA, the iron and folic acid, as a necessity.
Sure.
So what are you going to say to an average Nigerian woman now in terms of adopting or seeing MMS as an alternative?
MMS is a very key alternative. In fact, a more important alternative. And in case you are not, as you rightly mentioned, as a lady in your reproductive age, you're not even taking IFAs. IFAs, that's already an issue. But now we are lucky, we are, blessed to have MMS. What this means for you and I, as women in our reproductive age, that in taking these micronutrients, multiple micronutrients, you are not only beefing up, or rather, better say, supporting your own, nutrient needs, but you are even supporting the nutrient needs of your unborn children. Because guess what? Many research have found that many women oftentimes are malnourished even before pregnancy. And what this automatically means is that most times when a woman is malnourished, automatically it transcends to the child. And this is very critical in the first 2 years of a baby's life. That is from conception, at the point of conception till 2 years. And that is where you begin to see children who are born with, fetal defects, who are underweight, preterm weight, who have, micronutrients, who have poor cognitive development, stunted, a lot of issues. So as a woman in your reproductive age, please take MMS serious, because you're not only protecting yourself, I would use the word protect, or improving your health, but you're also improving the health of your children for generations to come. Because when you are equipped, nutritionally speaking, right? You can also offer the right nutrients to your baby when the time comes, when you are pregnant. So prenatal health is as important as antenatal health.
Okay, so is it too late for a pregnant woman, maybe in her last trimester, to change the narrative? A pregnant woman that has not been using or not been placed on MMS or IFA, is there a remedy? Is it too late to change the narrative?
Well, sincerely speaking, there are chances that this woman, most especially the baby, not even just women, the way they are receiving from micronutrient deficiency, there are very high chances. But again, there's a saying that the best time to plant a tree is now, and the best time to have planted it before was 20 years ago. So this means that at the point that, if you're on this call listening to this, just supervisor, have that conversation and begin to take MMS, right? I wouldn't want to use say but I know that it's better late than never to redirect this possible issues that may occur as a result of micronutrient deficiency.
Okay, according to UNICEF and the World Health Organization, only about 12 states in Nigeria have adopted the MMS. Some have attributed this to lack of funding. Some have also attributed it to inadequate information. So, from you to policymakers, what do you think should be done now?
The first thing I would say is it's very important that the MMS is stressed at this very early stage of implementation, that the primary focus should be the vulnerable groups, right? Of course, the women, but now not just the women, but women in poor resource settings, underserved communities. That should be our primary focus. That average woman who can't afford a nutritious meal, that average woman who an egg is a luxury for her, that average woman that a piece of chicken, which contains a lot of iron, is a luxury for her. So the focus first should be to both those states that are poor resource, settings in underserved communities. Once we can establish that properly, then yes, with time we can then, so it's not, for me, the problem, the issue in and of itself is not about the number of states, but rather how well have we reached the underserved areas in the country. That should be the focus.
All right, your call to action, Uju, as we wrap up now.
For micronutrient deficiency, it's a collective action. It's very easy to say that it's just the woman that is affected, but guess what? It's not. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the baby is affected, and it's not just a short-term effect. Micronutrient deficiency is not just a short-term effect; it affects lifelong. It's a lifelong effect. And it transcends to the nation. If a child has a poor cognitive development, that child is going to be in that country and is going to give a poor output as an individual. So, that being said, it's an encouragement to me, it's an encouragement to you, it's an encouragement to all of us to collectively find ways to support mothers, women in their reproductive age generally, to make sure that at every point that they are adequately fed, and also that this MMS are available to them at a very low cost, at a low cost, so that we can save our future generations and, of course, yes, have a better nation.
All right, we can save our generations and have a better nation. Uju Onuorah, registered dietitian and nutritionist. Thank you so much for your thoughts and expertise on the effect or role of multiple micronutrient supplements in reducing anemia, malnutrition, and maternal mortality in Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time once again.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Sound Health continues with trending health report from around the world. Please stay tuned. It is still Sound Health on Lagos Television. More to come in a moment. It is still Sound Health on Lagos Television. We have been discussing the role of multiple micronutrients supplements in anemia reduction, malnutrition, as well as maternal mortality rate. They are key, they are cost-effective, they are safe, and very, very good for mothers, pregnant women, as well as adolescent girls. Please take a dose of multiple micronutrients and supplement today, and you'll be glad you did. For comments and inquiries, or you have topics you'd like us to treat, please send SMS to 00358266603 or follow us on social media at LTV Social, #SoundHealth. A sound health is a sound mind. Make healthy living your choice.